here's how you can build a search results page in Bubble. We're going to be taking this list of contacts, adding in a search box, clicking a button, going through to a new page which we'll create together of search results, and we'll be using a fuzzy search plugin to search across multiple fields when we do that. But before I dive in, if you're watching this video, it's because you're building an app with Bubble, and if you've got an amazing idea and you want it to launch as quickly as possible and you want to accelerate your Bubble learning journey, then click the link down in the description, because we've got an amazing deal for you, a bundle of courses, hundreds of bite-sized tutorials, and an amazing no-code community to support you. So to find out more, click the link down in the description. But let's dive in to this tutorial. So I've got my contacts page here, and it's just a repeating group, and I've got a data type called contacts. So let's add in the search element. So I'm going to add in a group first of all and place it between my header and my repeating group. Let's just adjust the margin here a little bit. Let's something like 28. Cool. Let's go back to my group, and so into here I'm putting my input, and I'm putting my button. Okay, notice that I'm not using the search box. So Bubble has got a default search element, this one here. That is alright if you want to do a simple search across one field. It's not fuzzy search. It's not going to redirect to another page like we're wanting to do here. So I'm using just an input, and we'll put that into a row, and let's align it all that way. Add in a nice big gap, 8 pixels, perfect. And we'll say here search, and we could even take this and we'll say search, and we'll add in an icon. Why not? We'll look for a search icon. Cool, looking good already. Okay, so what we need to do is to take the search query. I mean, this works very much like Google works, basically any other search engine, which is that you use a URL parameter, often denoted with Q equals, and you pass that across to the results page. That's what allows any kind of browser extension or something like Raycast, where you can just search in Google or DuckDuckGo or Perplexity, any of those things you can search, and you don't have to hit their homepage. You go straight to a results page because you're filling in that part in the URL where you put the query. So we'll set that up. So let's add in a new page, and we'll call it results. Now this is a big app that I've done many demos with, so maybe results is already taken. Yes, it is. Let's try that again. I'll call it search results. Okay, and I'm not going to spend much time designing this nicely, but let's just put in a column, let's put in a group. Let's give this a little bit of padding around the outside. Okay, and so what we'll do, just like Google, is we'll say this is results for, and then we'll print the same thing that we pass into the URL parameter. So actually, let's go back a step because it's easiest to explain there. So what happens when this button is clicked? Let's have a workflow. We're going to go to page, search results, and we're not going to send data because that is as if we're sending an item from the database. There's nothing in the database, it's just a search at the moment. We're going to send more parameters, and here's where we put Q, or you could use S. Basically, as long as you're consistent, it doesn't matter. And then we'll put the inputs. Which one is it? Hang on, here. Search ... So input search ... There we go. I think the reason that I'm seeing another one there is that I've done pop-ups, all sorts of things on this page of contacts in previous tutorials, but you just need to match this up to the input that you set up for the search. Okay, let's immediately go ahead and demo that. So I can say search for USA, and I'll now get sent through to the page, and there's nothing there. But what I want to do is print USA in this top header here. So let's set it up as a header, and then we can fetch data from the URL parameter. So we say get data from page URL, and it's Q. Okay, and then that would have shown USA. So now we need a repeating group because we want to show our results. Put this into the group. I would suggest using something like a reusable element as a card so that you have a consistent look of your contacts. But we're also going to add in a fuzzy search because that way we can search across multiple fields. And a really good one to get you started is fuzzy search and autocomplete by Zero Code. And it's always helpful when you install the plugin to just see what's being added. So the element isn't actually called fuzzy search, it's called search and autocorrect. So if we look in here, search and autocorrect. Now with most plugins, when they do something visual on the page, you're loading in a script library that's bundled in with the plugin in order to get the features to work. So you have to add it to the page to make it work, but you can just hide it somewhere on the page. Well, it has to be visible. You can't just say not visible on page load, but you can make it like 1 pixel by 1 pixel. So this is going to be a search of contacts, and data source will be all my contacts, or at least all of the contacts that this user can access. And then I can select the different fields. Now I believe I've done a previous tutorial where I've taken an option set and used a database trigger so that when an option set is updated, we update a text field, because you can search across multiple fields, but they all have to be text fields. So we're going to search across name, country, and currency. That's what I do. That's my naming convention. So I have a currency option set, and when that's updated, I use a database trigger to update the currency text field. I then need to say, well, what actually are we searching? So the text to match is get data from URL Q. Okay, because that's the parameter name. I just need to be consistent with it. You can name it anything you like. Okay, and so now the data for my repeating group is data type of content contacts, but it isn't do a search for, it is the output of the search plugin, so it's matches. And because the search plugin is set to contacts and the repeating group is set to contacts, this this key here of matches is accepted and works just fine. So that I know that it's working, let's just add in current sales name, and then we'll put space country, because I mainly want to test country because I know that there'll be multiple results for country. Perfect. Let's go back to our contacts page and give it a test. So here we go. So if I search for USA, I should get 3 results. Let's try that. USA, search. And there you go. Right, I'm not seeing the names probably because in the video about database triggers, I was also showing how you can use database triggers to go from 2 separate fields, first name, last name, and yet combine them into the same field. But you can see it's working. So that's it. That's how you can build a